Dating the Delaneys is the brand new Hallmark romance film. Dating the Delaneys is directed by Alan Harmon. One family, three love stories, lots of desserts. Three generations of Delaney women explore the highs and lows of modern day dating. Learning that love and romance can be found at any age and sometimes where you least expect it. Now, this is a film that was on my high expectation list because of how good the films have been as of recently. Rachel Boston has had two films. She had two films released this past weekend. She had this film, Dating the Delaneys, and the brand new Up TV premiere movie, The Engagement Plot. We're going to talk about The Engagement Plot in just a little bit. Dating the Delaneys did very, very well in the ratings. It has been the best. It has been the highest rated Hallmark film since my grown up Christmas list at 1.96. Everything else has been somewhat okay. The lowest one was, of course, Campfire Christmas, but that was a Christmas in July film that actually looked like Christmas in July. Okay, so here's the problem here. With this film, you do have very, very good moments. However, I thought you could have done more. I enjoyed this film for exactly what it was. It was a cute little story that had three different love stories that you don't focus on two of them a whole lot, and you're not supposed to. What you could have done is I think you could have done the wedding veil with Dating the Delaneys. You could have done a Dating the Delaney daughter, Dating the Delaney mother, and then Dating the Delaney grandmother. You have a triple wedding. It is not that hard. But I think that's a missed opportunity. I think that the chemistry between the two stars here, Michael and Maggie, played by Rachel Boston and Paul Campbell, is tremendous. I really, really enjoyed the daughter's side plot because she's a teenager. You don't really want to explore that a whole lot, but you want to touch on it a little bit. The one that they throw away is the mother's. They throw away the mother. They just completely throw her love story away, and I'm going to fault it for that. But what I don't understand is why this film was put in Fall in Love with things like Romance and Style and Love in the Limelight. Because hardly any of these go in line. However, then I thought about it. I'm like, well, you're not really doing anything springy. You're not doing it. I mean, Hallmark just kind of failed it by putting out something like Where Your Heart Belongs in the winter when you could have put that in the spring. You could have done Feeling Butterflies. That was just a original movie. It wasn't part of Spring Into Love. That would have been more springy or summery. What they did is they kind of just put these films in and called it Fall Into Love. And speaking of Fall Into Love, Up TV is kind of making their own lineup called Fall in Love. Yay. So this is going to be a thing that people are going to complain about. However, you got to look at their other films. Looking at their other films like Summer Nights, you did have Two Tickets to Paradise, Hidden Gems, but enough about that. This is just something that bothered me because I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, this makes no sense why this is here and this is here and this is here. It's just the lineup. And unfortunately, I don't see that changing. And then again, we have nothing for Merry Go Round. We have nothing for Brooke D'Orsay's and Jonathan Bennett's film Wedding of a Lifetime or Fly Away With Me with Natalie Hall and Peter Mooney. We know nothing about those before we get into our Christmas films. This is going to be a very interesting lineup. How's it going to line up? Well, Dating the Delaneys is probably the second best Hallmark film of the entire year so far when we come into Fall Into Love. Because looking at the past films that we've gotten this fall, Fall in Love, I think you could have saved it a little bit. But just kind of started it in August. Stop it. Save that for September. I think you're going to do a better job with that. You have Love in the Limelight, one of the best of the entire freaking year. And then Romance and Style, a solid little film, but nothing I'm ever going to watch again, with a great little message. But Dating the Delaneys was a nice surprise. It was one I was looking forward to. I enjoy a good Hallmark film. If you give me what I'm expecting, I'm happy. How did Groundswell line up? How did it do? Well, we will talk about that in just a minute. I have not even looked at the rating yet. But Dating the Delaneys is a solid little film here that I think can get a DVD release with the very, very good ratings number of 1.96, which is higher than the last 5 films and higher than a good majority of this year's films from Hallmark Channel. Dating the Delaneys is going to get a B- from me. It's a very high B-, but it's a good B-. It's almost to that B, and it's probably going to get to that B once we get to another point in the year. Once we get past all these films, before we get into the Christmas, I will be doing a pre-Hallmark best of Christmas, or pre-Hallmark list, pre-Christmas and then post-Christmas, and then everything together. Dating the Delaneys is a very good film. How did Groundswell with Lacey Chabert turn out? Well, we will talk about that in just a minute. I will tell you guys next time.